match here at Shell Energy City.
Yeah, look, I think it was a tough run we went to, but I think it was a run that we needed for the group. I'm really, really proud, especially the last two performances. I felt our group has grown a lot in terms of what it takes to win and the mentality that you need to have. And so you definitely saw that in the last two games. So tough opponents, tough games, but I think a lot of the work that we've been doing kind of behind the scenes and the players have been doing and the staff have been doing has kind of come to fruition. So yeah, really proud of the group.
I'll throw one more in there before we take any more questions here. More so, today we saw the organization welcome back Katie Lind. What was it like to see her come back, and what does it mean to see players like that be recognized in the way that she was today?
I think it's it's part of our history, right? Like I think she was so pivotal, like with Challenge Cup and just like the history of the club, and so I think it's huge that we recognize that and we take time because people is what makes this club, and she's a phenomenal leader. Yeah, just even I only spent 1 year with her, but just seeing how she acts each and every day, regardless of her role on the team, like still giving 100%, caring about the group. So yeah, she's definitely well missed in the locker room in the group. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about Katie. I think it's awesome that we're recognizing her.
Thanks for that. Yeah. So, question here in the back. Go ahead, Max.
Good evening, Coach. Congrats on the win. Speaking of franchise history, as much as I was watching the match tonight, I was also watching Jane in the suite react to basically Caroline's every move, seeing her emotional roller coaster, just like that, the angst, the nervousness, and the excitement. For you, how quickly, because Caroline talked about how she's been a mentor, this has been like her kind of moment in waiting. How soon did you break the news to her that tonight was going to be her night? And how meaningful was it for you to see her kind of evolve throughout the night and see her now legitimately look like a pro, as someone who you could potentially see as a part of your club long term?
Yeah, look, I think it's huge. She's earned it. Obviously, when she stepped in for Jane, I thought she did a phenomenal job. I think the way she's been training, the way she not only leads in her presence on the field, her work rate, what she also gives. I think that one of the biggest strengths of Caroline is she's just consistent. Like, where you're going to get. She's consistent. She shows up. She does her job to the best of her ability, and so I can't say enough good things about her, and I'm really proud of her.
And then when it comes to the offense, when you've been evolving over these last few weeks, evolving things without Kiki, it's clearly seeing that both Kat, and Maggie are really starting to now pick up the load and trying to at least put almost like a team on their back, saying like, let me get us there. Let's have that one breakaway and let's have that opportunity. Let's seize it. How fun has it been for you to kind of see Kat and Maggie kind of evolve? You talked about Kat's potential already this season, but even in the case of Maggie, now seeming almost like coming into her own as well. How fun was that, to witness that as well?
Yeah, look, it's been great. I mean, Maggie has played a lot of different positions for us, and I think, for her to kind of play a little bit higher up, which is something she's very used to, especially the college game, especially when she played even with Kat at Duke. So you see a little bit of that connection. And I think also just the other players that have stepped up, whether some are still starting, not starting, I think even Kate and Linda, Fossey with an assist, so I think there's a lot of positive momentum, I would say, overall with our attacking group. And I think part of it is just the more they play together, the more chemistry they have together, it'll improve on the front end.
It also seemed very much, at least in the early going, that this was going to be a very tightly reffed match. It seemed fairly early on, 4 yellow cards. What was your kind of just assessment of just how things kind of flowed, especially the second half when it seemed it looks like being officiated maybe in a more freer space maybe?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you have to sometimes adjust to whatever is being called, so it does create an adjustment. So but our group's able to handle that, no problem.
And then lastly, I asked Dynamo players about this last week when they had a buzzer beater to end their home stretch before the World Cup break. Coincidence or not, you guys are in a very similar situation tonight. How motivating was it to show this kind of a performance to the fans, break through the dam of getting that last goal, and have the excitement of them walking out of the stadium knowing the next time they see a professional soccer match in the city, it's going to be 20 minutes down the road and the entire world's going to be watching?
Yeah. No, I think it's awesome, and I think, fans showed out, and I think, again, we're putting good performances together, and I'm, really proud of the group, and we can kind of send the fans off leading up to the World Cup.
Go with Eric here in the front.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's not wait 50 days again to get another victory. But So halftime, what did you see in the first 45 minutes that made you make a couple substitutions there in the start of the second half? And then how did you feel that it set up the stage to win the game?
Yeah, look, sometimes it's tactical, sometimes it's more physical and just managing players. There's probably a little more on the latter for the game. Not so much it was, tactical in that regard, but we know Malia can come do an excellent job. We know Danny Colaprico, can do a phenomenal job. So what's nice is you're kind of seeing the depth, and you're seeing, I think this is, I don't know how many games in a row, but we're using all 5 of our, we call them game changers, like, game in and game out. So I think that shows kind of the strength of the group and the belief we have in those that can come in and change the game for us. So, yeah, I mean, I think Danny assists to Maggie. So again, you see even last game, you saw Chappie assist to Kate, who both kind of came on as well. So yeah, I think real positive on that front.
And then with all the yellows tonight, 4 of them on your team alone, how was that? How were you able to balance the press and the aggressiveness and then still be able to not give the game away and maintain a good game?
Look, our players are pros. They know what it's like. Oh, I have a yellow. They have to change a little bit, and they have to be mindful. But I trust our group to ride it out and, to use their experience to kind of see those things out. So it's a small adjustment that you have to do, but our group's got it.
Going on the road against a tough Gotham team that are tactically disciplined very well. How much will your game plan change without obviously giving details from this week to next week and playing on the road before you take a break?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's really simple, like doing what we do best and just being consistent with it. The last 2 games, the big thing has been, what does it look like to have a winning mentality? And when everyone can, because it's like a chain, right? So if everyone does their role, the next person next to them in the line can do theirs, right? And it's like a sequence. So I think everyone has grown in their accountability and their ownership and understanding like every role in our team is so important, So yeah, really proud of the group.
Thank you, Fabrice.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll wrap up with that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.